Hey everybody, welcome back to another Cruise Report cruise update from Celebrity Beyond. We just departed Cozumel maybe about an hour and a half ago, and we're on our way to Grand Cayman. And I just thought I'd give you a quick update for the last 2 or 3 days since we've been on the ship. I think I did an update after the second, or about right in the middle of the second day, so I thought I'd give you another quick update what's been going on here on Celebrity Beyond. So as most of you probably already know, this is Celebrity's newest ship, and as I probably mentioned in the first video, it's really a beautiful ship. We're very impressed. This is our first time in an infinite balcony, and now that we've been in this infinite balcony for I believe 4 nights, I believe today's our 5th day, it was growing on us. It's okay. It's comfortable. I do not have a problem with not having a traditional outdoor balcony. Basically, it's an ocean view stateroom. It's just longer, and the ocean view is a full-size window. It goes all the way across. They've segmented the space to where it kind of appears like a balcony. You can separate it off with some sliding doors, which is nice. And the top half of the window actually retracts, so if you want to get fresh air, and of course when you open that window, you lose your air conditioning. So all your air conditioning or heating turns off as soon as that window's open, so you have to remember, if you want it cool down the room, you got to close the window. And you also don't want to leave that window open when you go to open your stateroom door, or it'll cause the door to slam shut, just like a regular balcony would. But other than that, I'd say this room is pretty comfortable. I will be doing some comparisons in my upcoming stateroom review, where I actually review everything about this stateroom. So make sure, if you haven't done so already, please click that subscribe button down below. Don't forget that notification bell. That way YouTube will let you know when we come out with these new videos. Now I'm planning on 3 separate videos. One is where I'll be reviewing the stateroom. One, I'll be reviewing all of the different dining that we experienced on board the ship. And then we'll also be doing just an overall ship cruise review. And we'll be doing some comparisons to our Apex cruise last year, which was last January. And I will tell you that I do see some differences. I do see some changes from just a year ago on Apex. Some I would say are improvements, and some I'm not so sure about. So you'll want to make sure to watch that video. We're still compiling all of our data, and for those of you who follow our channel, you know we go into a lot of detail. So if you're interested in celebrity cruises, if you're considering a cruise on Celebrity Beyond, make sure you subscribe and watch those videos coming up, because I will go into excruciating detail and we'll tell you the truth. We'll tell you everything we liked. We'll tell you what we didn't like. Some things that maybe we'd like to see changed in the future that Celebrity may want to consider. And who do we think the cruise is good for? Who do we think this ship is a good fit for? Who do we think maybe wants to avoid this cruise line or this cruise ship in particular? So anyway, as I said earlier, after we spoke the other day in my last video, we visited Costa Maya. I believe that was the next day, and had a very tricky docking procedure. In fact, we weren't even sure we were going to be able to dock in Costa Maya because the swells were so high and there were high winds, about 40-knot winds. And Captain McHugh came over the PA system in our staterooms to let everybody know that once the pilot was on board, they were going to make a decision as to whether or not it was safe to dock.
From the bridge with an update. As you can see, the pier is on our starboard bow. We have been asked by the pilot to provide a nice lee. That means a side that they can board, which is not the windy side and the smoother side. So what we're going to do is continue a bit towards the pier, make a big swing to starboard. That's a right-hand turn. Hold the ship in position as we board the pilot, and then we'll have a quick conversation to make sure that it is safe for us to proceed alongside. If the pilot deems that it is not safe, and I am in agreement obviously, then we will abort. However, right now we are going to try and pick up the pilot and make an attempt at docking in the safest manner possible. Once again, if I see that it is unsafe, I will not take a chance and we will continue back out to sea. But that is the update right now. We do expect to board the pilot in the next 15 minutes and hopefully be alongside by noon as per plan. But I will keep you posted if there are any changes. Thank you for your attention.
And we're kind of in the aft section on the port side. So we were on the side that was being, where they were doing the docking procedure. And I shot some video of this procedure. And it's not, we're not in a great location. We're kind of low down on the ship. We're on deck 6, so we didn't have a great perspective. But you could kind of see where the back of the ship was, and relatively close to Ruby Princess, which was already docked. So Captain Kate had to kind of swing the ship in sideways and really did a masterful job in a difficult situation. She did obviously make the decision to dock. But extremely high winds, and the winds were hitting I believe they were hitting the starboard side of the ship. So she really had those aft thrusters on the port side going full blast to offset that wind that was kind of trying to push her into the dock. So it was very interesting to watch, and so we're very confident in how the safety was there, and that everybody's concerned. Their number one concern is safety. So I think that was good, because Costa Maya, now we've been to Costa Maya many, many times before. I did notice some changes over the last time we were here, and it may have been several years ago since we were here. Now you have to walk through a duty-free shop. I don't remember that before, but now all the Caribbean ports are that way. You pretty much have to go through duty-free to get to anything. So, because it's their attempt to try to sell you something. I did do some comparison shopping on liquor prices, and they were selling a 1 liter bottle of Canadian Club for $17. I can buy a 1.75 liter at home for $17 for about the same price. So to me, not a great deal. I don't think there are any really great deals in the Caribbean anymore. The exception to that might be St. Thomas and maybe St. Martin. I've always found my best liquor prices to be in St. Thomas and St. Martin. And anyway, I'll do a whole shopping thing later, a video on that. If you're interested, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll do a kind of my take on Caribbean shopping, because I can talk about watches as well. I tried to buy watches a few years ago, and have some interesting stories to tell about that. Anyway, then today we're in Cozumel again. We've been there several times. I think we've done every excursion that you can do in Cozumel. One thing that was interesting, Ricky noticed, I didn't even notice this. Celebrity now has a pretty severe age limit on some of their excursions. For example, the ATV adventure or Segway tours. If you're over 65 years old, they won't even let you sign up for those things. And so that excludes us from excursions that we usually do. We usually do like an ATV, or we'll do a Segway tour in a city. We've done Segway tours all over the world. So I found that kind of interesting. So if you're familiar with this policy, is this something they're doing on all the cruise lines? I haven't noticed it, but we haven't done excursions in a while. We usually just get off and do our own thing. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any more information on that. But we were in Cozumel today. We just got off the ship, went off, took some pictures, went into the duty-free and a couple of the stores. Ricky bought some Dr. Pepper. We came back to the ship and had lunch. We had lunch at Le Grand Bistro. I'll tell you all about it in my dining review. Very, very interesting lunch there today. And then we're on our way to Grand Cayman right now. So, of course, once again, we've been to Grand Cayman many times. We've been to Stingray City several times. We've done everything there is to do in Grand Cayman as well. So I'm not sure if we're even going to get off the ship. I don't know if we're going to, because you have to tender in Grand Cayman. You have to take those big local tenders. They did tell us today, or Captain Kate mentioned that in one of the PAs, that all of the bars on board, except for the pool bar, will be closed while we're in Grand Cayman, which is interesting because you're anchored offshore. but they have some local restrictions and regulations that they don't allow the ship's bars to be open, other than the pool bar. I don't know why the pool bar is an exception. If you know, put it in the comments, because I don't know why they would let that go and not the other bars as well. So anyway, that's kind of where we are right now. I will tell you that the entertainment on board is a step up from what we saw last year on Apex. Now, we only got one production show last year because of COVID, I think. They said there were technical difficulties. I kind of suspect it was COVID related, but who knows? But we only got one show, and that was a rockumentary, and it was I think it was called Rockumentary. It was one of those rock and roll shows. Very, very good show, by the way. But on this, we've already had two excellent production shows on this cruise, some of the best we've seen on any ship. Celebrity has really stepped up their entertainment. I'd say that's one of the real highlights of this trip so far. So anyway, we've been playing a lot of trivia. We're doing terrible. The trivia on here is brutal. They're asking some of the toughest questions we've ever seen in any trivia on any cruise ship. Usually by now we will have won one or two team trivia contests, and we haven't even come close. I mean, I think we came within 1 point one day of winning, but that's it. In fact, this one couple seems to be winning every time. I think they've probably been on the trip before. Maybe they know all the questions. Who knows? Anyway, thanks for joining me today. I hope you find this video valuable. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Much appreciated. I will see you when we get back to Texas, and we're going to do our final reviews of Celebrity Beyond. So thanks for joining me. We'll see you soon.